New York City is like, oh shit, no, even if shit clash and burn, bitch, I'm still here.
LA is like an excavation dig site where like you dig and dig and dig and then you find like priceless treasures.
What I will say is like the way you need money in California is not the same way you need money in New York.
New York and Los Angeles, two cities, one epic rivalry. In this video, we'll be diving into the age-old debate to see which city reigns supreme. Let's get into it.
Having lived in both LA and New York, the unrealness of both cities is equally unreal. But I will have to say the unrealness of LA just slightly outdoes New York. Because like in New York, the craziness, the like randomness, the whatever's going on, it makes sense in a way. Like the people on the subway doing all the different crazy things, you're like, okay, I see you using your talent because you haven't found a way to capitalize on it before. So you taking it into your own hands. Okay. And you setting up shop down here in this subway. Now, whatever your talent is, okay. But you utilizing your ride to work or your ride to the other side of the island to make you some money. Okay. Now it's crazy. Get out of my way. But okay, I can see what you're doing. In LA, some of the stuff that you be seeing, you like, how do we get to this spot to be like, yeah, let me come outside and do this? It just be so like you see everything here. You literally, if you have not been here, you got to come here just once. And I mean, I'm not talking about, well, no, I am talking about like Hollywood and all that. Like the Hollywood, okay. That's a level of woo-woo, but that's a level of woo-woo that's like tourist acceptable. But venture outside of there. Go south into LA, go into the valley, venture over to Glendale, go down to the IE because they equally crazy, Fontana, all that. Go to the beach. Let me tell you your route. Start at Venice and Santa Monica Beach because everything else thereafter is going to seem like regular. Okay, you start over there and you like, okay. Then go up to Hollywood. Okay. Then go to the valley. Okay, round it out because that's a little more suburban wildness. And then go back down into LA. If you really feeling like, okay, we finna get into the trenches, we want a little razzle dazzle before we go home, take it on down to IE. I just fly to Long Beach, really, because you ain't gotta go. Because by the time you get down to San Diego, you gonna be tired. It's unreal. But you know what? Yeah. That's all. That's my recap. But New York was, the thing about over there in New York is the people will like entertain to a certain degree. Because it's like, oh, okay, I need a little something, on my work. And they'll hype you up a little bit. And then they go about their way. They ain't paying you no type of mind. Here, them people do not pay the people no type of mind. But it'd be so crazy that you kind of like, do y'all not see that? Are we just, like when they be calling it GTA? Look, I see why they based it in LA. I feel like that somebody went out, came visited here and was like, oh, they ain't gonna believe what I saw. Let me put it into a game. And that's where that's at. Yeah. Just once. Just come out here once. And then treat yourself to Disney to calm your spirits and get on that plane and go ahead.
Now, is the craziness in New York acceptable because that's what we expect from New York? And, when we go to LA, we don't expect crazy. So the crazy would seem normal at a place that we expect it to be. You know what I mean? Like if you went into somebody's house and they had, trash everywhere, they was, real dirty, don't clean nothing, and you see roaches in the corner, you like, okay, yeah, these, roaches supposed to be in here, But if you went to somebody who had a nice place, it smelled good, smelled like they just got finished cleaning, everything was straight and organized, they didn't have a lot of stuff everywhere, and then you saw roaches in the corner, you'd be like, hold up. What's going on? What's up with the roaches? Like, you know what I mean? Is that the difference between the crazy in New York and the crazy in LA? Y'all let me know. But let's keep going.
Hey y'all. So I'm in LA. I'm living my best life. Look at the trees. Did I lie? No, I didn't. Never would. Might tell you a joke, not a lie. But why y'all wasn't gonna tell me that the crackhead issue in LA is way worse than New York? Why nobody is talking about that? Why did we get the rep for the crackheads and the rats and the dirt and all that? Nobody's talking about the crackheads in LA. They don't give a fuck. See, the crackheads in New York, they mind their business. Everybody in New York mind their business. The crackheads in LA, they don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck. You make eye contact, it's up. It's up and it's stuck. What? Roll right up on your car. Roll them windows up. Lock them doors immediately. But to be real with y'all though, this is what really fucked me up about the crackheads. They way more innovative than our crackheads. Like our crackheads, they gonna set up a little box, you feel me? A little place on the corner of the train, you know? But we visited a homeless shelter. We drove past a homeless shelter yesterday, and I'm talking about tents all over the block, and not no mini bullshit tents either. I'm talking about a full-blown house made out of tent. Like, what? They said step your game up. Like, they're gonna do what they got to do. And the weather is better here, so I guess they on some, like, they could be homeless. It's not about nothing. Like, I'm talking about, you can't even get in the club. All the tents is on the block. You can't get in the club. What's the password? Hello? Are you home? Like, come on.
The difference between New York City and LA is New York City takes gasoline and pours it on you, lights you on fire, and kind of reveals your true self. Whereas LA is like an excavation dig site where like you dig and dig and dig, and then you find like priceless treasures. I lived in New York for 5 years. I've lived in LA now for 10 years, and I love both cities. The thing about New York is it dumps gasoline on you and it burns you to kind of your true essence. And so if you haven't done the work on yourself, like, and you're actually a bad person, like it reveals you to be this kind of monster, and you kind of continue to live life like that. But you think this is your true self because it is your true self. But like maybe you should change your true self. And so you get these really like, you know, these New York influencers where they have nothing inside of them because like that's their true self, like at the moment. And LA like is kind of the opposite, where it's just like, the best food is in strip malls. The best parties are in warehouses. Like LA purposely hides itself away, like the true LA, and uses like the veneer of like Santa Monica, WeHo, Beverly Hills as like, oh, like this is LA, but like, yeah, like those people are horrible, but that kind of veneer allows like the true culture of LA to like reside underneath that, like tucked away. So you have to really kind of know what you're looking for and know what you want. And then when you find it in LA, like there's nothing like it. And both ultimately like are a mirror. So if you go to New York and you're like, oh, I don't like this place, it's because it's like actually showing you the things about yourself that you don't like, or that you are addicted to, or that you cling to. And the same thing with LA. It's like, if you don't like LA, it's because like most likely there's things about you or your habits or your existence that people find unkind or insecure or difficult to be around, and so they kind of cloister to those spaces where you can't find them. So your loneliness is either a reflection in either city of the negativity either within you or the negativity that you project outward to the world. But to me, I couldn't live anywhere in the US besides New York or LA.
So basically, what he said is New York is full of people who have become their true selves and don't care what anybody else has to say. And LA is a bunch of people who are faking who they are and hiding their real selves from the world. Like, he just gave a 2-minute speech. That's basically what he said. Let's go.
What I noticed spending time in LA as a New Yorker and coming back to New York is that LA has a bunch of beautiful Black older people. Like, New York City, by the time we get old, we look crusty. We look old and gray. There's a lot of beautiful Black women. I mean, in New York too, it's true, like we do have some, but the amount of Black, beautiful women who look so happy and so carefree, and the men too, like the salt and pepper men with the nice salt and pepper beards, and they look handsome. handsome black men who are like 60s and above. That's not a thing here in New York. I don't know why, but in New York, we don't have that many like older black people that look good. Like every day I walk past older women in LA and I was like, fuck, you look good. But New York is not like that. I don't know.
What hurts your skin more? If we have any dermatologists out there watching, what hurts your skin more? Cold weather or hot weather? Because that might play a difference in what she's talking about as far as the looks. You know, if you spend time, most of your days, most of your life in cold weather, does that affect you differently than spending most of your life in hot water? Does it affect the skin differently? Somebody let me know, because I don't know. I don't feel like looking it up. Let's go.
You mentioned something positive about LA. Some New Yorker is going to be like, but New York is better. I never said that New York was worse. All I did was talk and put love into this city. That's all I did. And then your hate ass had to come and say something about New York being better. Like, New York wasn't even in the conversation.
The way New Yorkers order coffee versus the way LA people order coffee is so funny. I've been in both cities in the last week. In New York, I just watched this woman in a business outfit, kind of similar to what I'm wearing right now, boots and a jacket. She's not even up to the counter. Iced latte, oat milk, vanilla, just immediately spits it out. Last week in LA, I watched this lady walk in, leggings, a vest, a hairband. She walks in, hi, how are you? She looks at every pastry. Does that have gluten in it? Stares at everything. Okay, I'll take a hot cappuccino. Just the difference, like, there's no sense of urgency in LA, and in New York it's the opposite. It's like, do not waste one fucking second. I definitely lean more New York side, but it's nice to see the change of pace.
Coming from Brooklyn, just being so like around so many ghetto loud people, and it's normal there. Like, you could tell someone in New York to fuck off and they're not gonna like,
right,
they're not gonna care. Yeah.
Right,
But
it's
here,
it's actually a nice greeting.
yeah, like you know, yeah, it is. So like in New York, you could tell each other to fuck off and then you can go to lunch after.
Right.
Here, it's a little more serious. You know what I mean?
Delicate.
Yeah.
I think it's more delicate than serious.
Yeah, you can't tell someone to fuck off here.
So New Yorkers are more affected. No, excuse me. Los Angelinos are more affected by people's words than New Yorkers are. You know, New Yorkers have grown up with people talking to them like that, so they're used to it. It's nothing. But I don't think people in LA talk like that. So when you speak like that to them, it's fighting words, you know. And it's different. It's different. But let's go.
New York slang. Hey yo.
Hey yo, mean like pause. Like, the fuck you talking about? Like, what are you doing? Hey yo, like, bro, chill.
Grr grr.
Grr, grr. When you hear that shit, get out the way, cause something about to happen. It's like, bo, 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 grr, bow. Stop playing, man.
Munch.
Munch is an eater. Like, that's a munch. Like, that's just an eater. Someone just eating it up, man. You don't really take them serious.
Bricks.
Bricks is mad cold outside. Like, right now it's mad brick. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's brick on top of here, cause we on top of the world right now.
Wildin'.
Wildin' means like you bugging out. Like, the fuck you doing, bro? You wildin'. Like, you bugging. Like, keep that over there. You wildin'.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah, nah, it's like, yeah, I might go, but nah, I ain't going. Like, it's nah, I ain't going.
New York.
I like that one. But how you explain what slang words mean by putting other slang words in the definition? Like, what? Like, you need to explain better.
All right, we got to settle this debate. Who has better fashion, New York or Los Angeles? Because for decades, each coast has been considered fashion meccas in the world, but they value different aspects of life. In New York, it's about the hustle. And in LA, keep it cool and nonchalant. Well, let's dig deeper. In New York, fashion is a tool. It's fast, aggressive, and low-key a bit rude because the city demands that of you. People don't just dress to be seen, they dress to compete. Because in the East Coast, you gotta earn your keep. It's almost like New York style is layered with strategy. Each piece of clothing is intentional. Even the messy looks are calculated. And in LA, it's slower, airier, more undone. People don't rush here. LA's fashion has this spiritual, carefree vibe, whether it's grabbing a smoothie from Erewhon or stepping at Lock and Key. The fit will always say, it's not that serious, bruh. But the thing is, they're not opposites, they're mirrors. Both cities dress for survival. In New York, you endure the cold, the grit, and the dense population. And LA constantly faces the fake, natural disasters and driving in the rain. But despite the high cost of livings, each local will show out at the function. Because when you've been through some things, style isn't about clothes anymore. It becomes resilience. So back to my original question. Which fashion is better, LA or New York? Drop your take in the comments.
Yeah, drop your take in the comments, because I ain't gonna go either way. You know, I think they both have their own not style, but of course style, but they both have their own greatness about them. So yeah, really just, it comes down to you and your personality and what looks better on you. That's what it comes down to. So, you know, who is the best is kind of subjective to me. There's never going to be a clear winner in that. But let's go.
LA slang, the land.
The land, a sacred place. You know, it's within the boundaries. It's paradise. It's everything from the tacos to the food to the peoples to the traffic. You understand where I'm coming from? The land, it's paradise.
Dead homies.
The most sacred vow. If you put it on the dead homies, that you're implying that this is the absolute truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God.
The long way.
The long way is like you taking it all the way there. If I fuck with you the long way, I fuck with you in the realest way, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? I don't leave nothing out. You know, I'm gonna get down for you. I'm gonna run and ride with you the long way.
That part
is how you agree with a motherfucker, right? Somebody talking that shit like, man, Kobe was the greatest of all time. That part. Food to me is like my bro. It's like the Latin version in LA, like the Chicano version in LA, to be like, dude. You understand where I'm coming from? So where in some parts of LA you might be like, what's up, dude? You know, maybe in East LA, Boyle Heights is, what's up, fool? South Central, what's up, fool?
Buster,
lame, fucking hoe ass fool. You know, somebody who just really never with the shits. Somebody who talk a good talk but don't walk the walk. You know, them buster ass fools. Those are the fools you never want to be around when you come to LA. It's some fucking busters.
Ghetto bird.
Man, it's the dirty bird. It's the hooter. You know, it's the motherfuckers floating over us trying to watch what we do. It's the sound we fall asleep to. You know, that's our white noise at night. The dirty bird, the ghetto bird.
The white noise.
I always wanted to move to LA, but people would make me like hesitant to move there because one of their main reasons would be like, everybody's fake, everybody's money hungry, people just care about their careers, they pretend to be your friend to uplift their careers. Baby, that's been everywhere I live. That happens in New York. New Yorkers do that. People all over the world are doing that. Japan, Texas, Tennessee, Chicago, Minneapolis, Idaho. You know what I mean? It don't really matter. So I was like, I was really gonna let that deter me. But I'm like, no matter where you go, there's gonna be people who don't align with your soul. There will always be people who don't align with your soul. So don't let a few bad stories stop you from really like traveling somewhere. You know what I mean? Everywhere you go, there's gonna be at least one motherfucker who don't like you. Or one motherfucker who's doing something fake and shady just to get in your energy. It happens everywhere. So if y'all think they fake in LA, come here to Brooklyn and see what they do. Come here to Manhattan and see what they do. Cause that, you know what I mean? Why you think people from LA be moving to New York and be moving like it's the same shit. Everybody's trying to get up. See me, I like to get up and then, you know, converse, connect actually, but a lot of people are just here to make money. And I feel you though, but make sure you let me know. Don't be trying to fake, hey sis me and you only here to do business, because I could be on business timing too. I don't got to be all friendly with your ass.
But yeah, she right. There's evil people wherever you go. You know, evil is gonna exist. You know, ain't shit people are gonna exist no matter where you go. Now the question is there more ain't shit people in LA or New York? Like what what city carries the highest ain't shit population? Yeah. Some people need to know that. So tell us down in the comments. So, because some people right now are trying to make the decision, LA or New York, and help them out in the comments. All right. Well, let's keep going.
One of the main differences between New York and Los Angeles, I don't like to compare them, but if I had to say a difference, is that in New York, you just go find fun, whereas in LA, you kind of have to make fun and you have to build it with the people in the community that you've created. Because today was a beautiful day in New York, and the way that I have not been able to sit in my home, I'm sitting out now, but somebody was just like, hey, we're at the bar around the corner, come join us. And I'm like, you know what? Why not? And I don't know if I have that experience in LA or have ever really had that experience. But I still love LA. But, you know, I've clearly picked my side.
And I guess that's like the guy earlier was saying, where he was saying, you know, the best parties are in warehouses in LA, and the best food, I think he said, was in swap meets or something like that. It's kind of like they're keeping secrets in LA, like where the good, you know, entertainment is. Like it's invite only over there. And New York is just out in Front Street with it and don't care. And I mean, is that true? I mean, that's what I'm getting from this. But I need LA people, New York people to help me out. Is that a true statement, or am I just wrong? Let's go.
So somebody on here asked if dating is better in New York or LA, and she said New York. Now, I am from New York, currently living in LA. I have dated in both cities, and both cities are hell. First of all, let me say that first and foremost. But I will say I prefer dating in New York. It's just there's a seriousness about New York that I appreciate. So she also mentioned that there's just guys with jobs, guys with actual jobs. And LA does kind of feel like Never Land. I cannot lie. If you want to stabilize yourself in any way, it's like you're kind of seen as cliche in Los Angeles. Like they don't like normal in LA. Like you have to be a big dreamer. You have to be like trying to chase some big dream. Like if you're religious, if you want a family, if you just want a stable, regular job and career, they're looking at you like, ew, boring, you know, like what? What do you mean? Like what are you talking about? But like in New York, there's just a variety of guys with careers, like career, not jobs, not 3, 4, 5 gig jobs that you keep seeing people have in Los Angeles. I mean, men with careers, people with careers in New York, and it's time for me to get fucking for real. It's time for me to be fucking for real, you know? So I'm at the prime of my dating life. So I'm trying to buckle down. And let's get into being a black woman in both cities and the differences with that. Like I said, it ain't easy either coast you pick, but at least I am desired in New York, okay? I am not the beauty standard in Los Angeles, and they make that very clear. Also, I'm aging out. This is a city, like I said, is Neverland. These people do not want to grow up. They cater to people solely in their 20s, and it's just tiring to kind of chase that kind of expectation. You know, I want to go back to a mature city where people are just more honest with their shit. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I'm also skewing towards the fact that it's better to date in New York by a hair, for sure.
And I guess that goes back to what the woman was saying in the earlier clip, where she was saying it's like, she said it's more beautiful black people in LA than it is in New York. So, you know, seemed like he had more competition in LA because, you know, there's a lot more beautiful people out there um, than there is in New York. I mean, that's not me. That's what I'm getting from the from the videos. Y'all tell me if I'm wrong. But it seems like her statement and what she talked about kind of connect with the previous woman who had the head on. Um, so I'm just connecting the two. Okay.
So I realized since being in New York City for about a couple of days, and I'm actually going back, but since being back from New York City for a couple of days, I could see the difference between California and New York City so clearly now. And at first, I always thought I wanted to move to California because that's where, like, you could tell and feel the passion and the ambition and the wanting to have a career, and you just feel the thrive in it, or the wanting, or the motivation, because everybody's thriving, or everybody's trying to thrive at least. So you don't feel like you're alone while hustling and grinding, right? Now, New York, it gives me, bitch, I'm living in my truth and I'm gonna make it work. That's why I love New York. It's given, bitch, it don't matter where I am right now. Like, no shade, California give me, I'm gonna live above my means and then I'm gonna end up being broke, poor, homeless in a couple of, soon. Like, that's what it gives. Like, California, it gives, like, very false. Like, you don't know when everything's gonna just clash and burn. But New York City is like, oh shit, no. Even if shit clash and burn, bitch, I'm still here. Bitch, I'm still making the motherfucker work. Like, and I love that so much. That is so tea. And I think I fuck with New York more than I fuck with California. I never thought I would say this. And I'm from New York. And I always wanted to move to California. But after being in New York City for a couple of days, I'm like, no, New York City is where it's at. That's like the land of all. No shade is the land of the angels, land of the devils, land of everything. No shade. And I love that. No shade. I mean, no.
My video yesterday and being back in New York made me realize how different the wellness philosophies are in both of these cities. Like, both of these cities, LA versus New York, approach health and wellness so differently. Not saying one is better than the other, but they're just different. Like, for example, alcohol consumption, very much the norm in New York. Not so much the norm in LA. Like, do people drink in LA? For sure. But you will meet a lot more people that are sober curious in LA than you will out in New York. Like, when I lived in New York, I was a part of all these like run clubs and workout groups and all the things. And we would go for runs or go for workouts. And then we would go out for drinks after. Like, it was just a big part of the culture. Another interesting one is New York has a very unique hustle when it comes to workout classes. Like, you can find a class at 4 a.m., you can find a class at 8 p.m. There are no excuses for not getting your workout in. People are so committed that they lug their workout bag on the subway to work to make sure that they get their workout in. And I think New York is much more of a group fitness workout focused city than LA is. Like, yes, people still do group fitness in LA, but because things are more spread out and because I think people are more into holistic wellness, you find more people joining these like social clubs that offer things beyond working out. Like, they offer ice plunges or meditation or breath work. So there's a little bit more holistic approach to wellness versus in New York, it feels very, very workout dominant. Another interesting one is how people in New York see walking versus how people in LA see walking. Like, if you were to ask a friend in New York to go for a walk versus a friend in LA to go for a walk, you will get two very different reactions to that. That's just because in New York, going for a walk isn't seen as legitimate movement. Like, because you're walking all the time, doesn't really make sense to just socially go for a walk or do a walk instead of exercise. It's just not as common. But now in LA, people want to go for walks all the time. People want to grab coffee and walk. People want to walk along the beach. People want to go on a little hike. People in LA love walking, and oftentimes it's a replacement for exercise.
I think there's just people adapting to their environment. I mean, your environment really, it dictates some of the things you can do and how you can do them. So the closeness, like everything is close in New York, as opposed to the spread out of LA, it's going to be different. It's just going to be different. The environment and the city dictates that. It does. And I don't think one is better than the other as long as you're working out. Yeah, don't drink all the time because that erases some of their workout, but um, you know, I think they both are, as long as they both get you to exercise and care about your body, who cares which way which way you get the exercise, as long as you get it.
Yo, so I've lived in New York for like 5 years, and I'm currently in LA. I've been here for a little minute, so I'm gonna give a quick rundown on New York versus LA. I'm going on my little evening walk, and it's just so peaceful. It's so quiet. The air is fresh and clean, and there's trees, and there's grass. There's not dog poop, and there's not rats. If you don't have a car, this is not the place for you. You're definitely gonna need to drive. Luckily for me, I actually really enjoy driving around. I love getting on the highway. I love blasting music. And I love exploring. So that's a really good thing for me. But in New York, you could just pull up there without a car and rely on the public transit and be able to do most everything you need to do, which is pretty awesome. But I will say here, things are cheaper and you get more bang for your buck as far as space goes. You get definitely way more spacious living here for the same price as you would get a closet in New York. Another benefit of here is just the nature, the fresh air, and the weather. I mean, it's pretty awesome, and it's good for your mood and your health. When it comes to nightlife, New York definitely has this place beat. I mean, everything here closes at 2 a.m. and the options seem somewhat limited. Although they do have the afters, which is pretty cool. And they do a lot of makeshift events. So like at a random space, which I think is cool because I do enjoy events. But overall, I would say New York definitely has the nightlife on lock. One thing about New York is there is a lot of propaganda in support of New York. Like, people would always say, oh, LA people are so fake and da-da-da. And New York people may be mean, but they're more real. Like, if you're from New York, you've heard people say this all the time. And in my personal experience, people here are hella friendly. Very nice people. Like, especially at the gym. Like, people are just very friendly. And I didn't get that at New York. Another thing is I feel like New York has a lot of corporate influence that enforces the patriotism of New York City. Whether it's like the fashion or the sports teams. I don't know. I just feel like there is a strong, like influence to get you to love New York. New York! Like, you know what I'm saying? Which you don't get that here. So I feel like this place is at a disadvantage because it doesn't have that influence like New York does. But I don't know, man. It's crazy. Extremely underrated. So I would say if you want to be on your healthy stuff, you want on your peace, I would say this is the place to be. But it is harder to grind out here. I feel like it's harder to grind out here. It's easier to grind in New York, I think, because of the energy. But I don't know. We'll see.
I think again, it's the environment that's dictating what he's talking about. Because LA is so spread out, you're not as connected to people. You can be peaceful because you can just get by yourself and ride by yourself and you're good. If you're somebody who doesn't like to be around people and wants your peace and quiet, LA is the spot. But on the opposite end, if you need to be around people and you need to hear noise to be comfortable, New York is where it's at because you're going to be around people. Almost everybody takes public transportation, so you're going to be around people, and being around people or having to be around people all the time makes it easier for you to get connected to people, which is why he said it's easier to grind in New York because you're close to people. Like you're meeting people, so you know somebody that knows somebody that could help you out. That's what makes New York easier. an easier place to grind in. But let's keep going.
A video on this shit. I wanted to talk about being broke in New York City versus being broke in California, because I feel like it is very, very, very different. And I wanted to kind of let y'all know the difference. And I think it would just be funny in general, because the lifestyle differences alone make it so being broke is just a different situation. So, and you get paid bi-weekly. I'm not gonna hold you, like, if you get paid bi-weekly and you got like $30 on you, you can make something shake with those $30. And by that I mean, like, you probably can use that towards gas. You could probably go to the Dollar Tree and get you something to get you through the week until you get paid. In New York, the way that it's set up and the way that the lifestyle out there, like, you cannot be broke. Even if you like are broke or you're in a situation, like, you really got to make something shake immediately, because you need the way you need, what I will say is, like, the way you need money in California is not the same way you need money in New York. Like, because New York, it's like you're on your feet at all times. Like, if you don't have a car, first of all, it's expensive if you have a car, but if you don't have a car, you have to rely on public transportation, aka the subway, aka, you constantly have to pay, unless you get like a monthly MTA, whatever. But the point is that you can't not, like, have money in New York. Like, you need money in New York. And I've noticed that every time I visit out there, like, the only way I feel like I would move to New York is if I was rich, because there's just no way. Like, it is way too expensive compared to California, where I can make something shake and it's 75 degrees every other day and I can go to the beach, versus being somewhere where you quite literally can't be broke at all and got to make something shake at all times, and you can't even take a break, even if you wanted to take a break, because the lifestyle and the place does not allow that. So yeah, that's why half the time a lot of New Yorkers, especially people that like are from there or like native New Yorkers and stuff, like, they live with their family or they have like hella roommates, because it is insanely expensive. Like, you think California is expensive, go to New York. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, I guess that's why all the homeless people go to California, right? I guess that's why they call it a homeless population in California. that's still, like, it's crazy to me. A homeless population instead of a homeless problem. It's crazy to me. But because it's easier on you if you're broke in LA than if you're broke in New York. So yeah.
Readings in LA versus NY.
Let the sage sage.
Por ti, por tu casa y por lo que deseas saber. Que si te está engañando, te lo voy a dejar saber ahora mismo.
And so your sign, don't tell me. You look like an Aries, right?
No.
Okay. From this angle, you are a Leo, right?
No.
Aquarius.
No.
Capricorn.
No.
Scorpio.
No.
Sagittarius.
Not at all.
What are you?
Tú como que eres Virgo.
Sí.
Okay.
What is your sign?
I'm a
Virgo. Yep, I knew it. Sometimes when Mercury is in retrograde, those lines can be crossed.
No, estás pensando en ti, estás trabajando mucho. Ese eres tú, que tú estás jodiendo mucho. Deja de joder ese hombre, porque te está haciendo dinero.
I'm feeling his sign is a Scorpio. He's a Scorpio.
Yo veo aquí que ella es rubia, bajita. Y una desgracia.
This card is the lover. It's Adam and Eve and the snake. The snake is lurking by. It's slithering.
Pero ya te ve a ti, te tiene luz. Mira, así te tiene ella.
It is not too late. Don't forget to tag me, Tarot Tiffany.
Dame $60 ahí en
I think that last video kind of summed up every video that came before it. But LA versus New York, man, I don't think this battle is going to end. This discussion is never going to end. There's always going to be people comparing the two cities. And you know, like I said, y'all can do the same thing in the comments. All right, every comment, every engagement helps push this video out, and that's what I want. That's what I want with this video, man. I want people who live in these cities or who have been to these cities to talk about what you like about each city down in the comment section. I want you to say, hey, LA is greater because of this. New York is greater because of this. Let me know in the comment section, because there's no way I can fit every discussion, every topic of discussion about these two cities in this video. It would have had to been like 8 hours long for me to get everything in here, and I'm not doing that. So I leave the comment section open for y'all to include what I didn't include down in the comment section. But I appreciate you watching this video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. All right. I know you be forgetting, so I'm here to remind you. I see you in the next one.